Every body has hidden data, and this can be extracted through a single cheek swab. This is your genetic data, and it is unique to you. Genetic data can tell us things about our current and our future health. It can also reveal sensitive and personal information, such as our ethnicity, and as we know from Jeremy Kyle, who we are and are not related to. It is because of this uniqueness that we should care how genetic data is used and how it's protected. Medical researchers use donated samples of genetic data to explore links between genes and health. They do this through a process of consent, where they consent to share their sample with genetic researchers. The aim of the process of consent is to protect participants' rights in medical research. Protect participants' rights in medical research. It's also to ensure that the donation is ethically and legally valid, and this means that it's appropriately protecting participants' data. Currently, when you donate genetic data, you use a process called broad consent. Now, broad consent is different from traditional informed consent, which we use for other forms of human research. Broad consent actually takes away some of the rights that are given to participants when they use informed consent. It's because of this that some people believe that broad consent is ethically dubious or morally wrong, which means that it doesn't appropriately protect participants' data or their rights. My study looks at how we can improve this process of broad consent. And I did this through speaking to people who had already donated genetic data, the public, and professionals in the biosciences. From this research and other findings, I developed 7 guidelines on how we can improve broad consent and therefore extend patients' rights into their genetic data. I also created a new tailored form of consent, and this enabled participants to regain those rights that were taken away through the broad consent process. It's the duty of medical researchers to really hold high standards for how our genetic data is used, and indeed how participants are treated within medical research. In an era of big data, we have to be careful how our data is used, and therefore we should all really care and think about consent. Thank you.